Good night. You're back after a month-long hiatus, which we apologize for. There was one episode which actually happened that you guys would have missed. It is a sad turn of events where Raspin decided he was going to take off with Tiggerbakken and go and find himself after becoming disenfranchised with his deity Nibby Rombodazzle. And we got introduced to our brand new party member, who is Corin Rosemont, who is a halfling that rides an owl bear.
Related.
Which is related, of course, to Tiny, who is Becca's from way back in her first. That was super exciting. Anyways, so that's all you've missed, I think. But as far as it's been a month since we kind of got into the story, Jason, what happened? What's next?
So you guys decided to go to Dawn's Rise and try to clear Phila and Lady Illustria's names. But of course, you guys felt like you might need some backup. And Phila said he thought he knew a guy. So he sort of semi-reluctantly took you to the Ibis Ursine Guard, where you met Corin Rosemont. And their leader found out that Phila was actually one of these owl bear riders, like one of these owl bear guards, who unfortunately his owl bear died in the line of duty, and so he got kind of kicked out. But yeah, their leader kind of is making Phila stay there, has charged Corin to go with you guys and to help clear his name or find out if Phila is actually some sort of traitor.
All right. And what was the name of the guy who runs that place again?
Oh, make me look up the thing. Where'd it go? Oh, I'm in the wrong Google Doc. That'd be why.
I'm just realizing I don't have my notebook that has all that in it.
Nope, that is not what.
There's my notebook.
All right, I don't know if this is the right document, but in this one, his name is Hector. So,
Hector it is.
Hector it is.
Hector, how are you, Hector?
All right. Perfect. So we went to visit this place, and then this is where we left off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I had Captain Igorian?
There we go. Yep. Okay. See, I knew Hector wasn't right. I'm in it, so this is the right. I have two things of the Ursine Guard. So.
Oh, you have two things. Huh.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. So his name was Hector and became Igorian because it sounds better.
Igorian?
Yep.
Igorian.
Yeah. Perfect. Hated. So we are currently here. We were resting for the night before we head out. Is that sort of where we were at? Because I think weren't the owl bears running in the night or something?
Yeah, they were
Yep,
doing their.
We left in the morning.
Yep, you guys left in the morning. You guys
Right.
were headed
Gonna try
from
to find a
the
boat.
Ibis Ursine Guard back to the Tiggerboten.
Right. The Tiggerboten.
Yep.
Oh,
That
I forgot
Willick
about
is
that.
the captain of.
That's right.
Captain Willick. Has a great sound to it.
That's right. Tiggerbakken is a wonderfully humorous human being.
He's
All
not
right.
human, he's a gnome.
Right? So now that we don't have any gnomes in our party, can we like trash talk gnomes? I'll totally kidding.
Can if you want to. I'm not gonna be mean.
Yeah, I know it.
He'll just remember it for later.
Fizzlepuck here's all.
I was gonna say we know some pretty cool gnomes.
Yeah,
So I
that's
mean,
what
like,
we're going
Yep. So you guys are headed back to the boat. Takes about, half a day's journey to get back to the city.
Aren't we wanted though?
no.
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 In Dawn's Rise.
Phila
In-
is.
Phila and Illustria are currently enemies of the state, as far as
We're just assholes.
Well,
you guys are just
I
assholes.
think we're
and-
people of interest though.
we are definitely people of interest based on what happened last time, because I think they were like, "You need
We
to
could
get out."
split the
Right?
difference and say we are assholes of interest.
No, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You guys go and you guys get on the boat. You guys go. The first thing you notice when you get up on the boat is that there is a large box, kind of just sitting on the center of the main deck, with
Huh.
a little note on top.
Is the
Crack
owlbear-
open the note.
It just simply says, "Here's your shit." -FP.
Crack it open, and it's
And inside is a bunch of stuff. It's the stuff that everybody wanted from Fizzlepuck and Schmiff.
nice.
So if
Alright.
you had ordered something from Fizzlepuck and Schmiff, it is in the box.
Okay. I'll reach in and pull out a wand and some scrolls, and okay.
I got a lot of stuff.
Yep. So I said it was a fairly decent sized box.
Okay.
Is the owlbear just casually walking behind us?
Yeah, I'm writing it. It's very well behaved most of the time.
Are people
So,
screaming at
I
it?
mean, like,
No.
they must be accustomed to it, right? Like they know.
Yeah, especially inside the city.
Mhm.
They
Oh.
don't. People will stop and look at it, and they will definitely move out of the way. But they aren't like running and screaming like, "Oh my god, it's a monster!"
Okay.
More of like a spectacle. Like it's actually drawing kind of a crowd a little bit. 'Cause they're seen, but not like super often. So
So as we step onto the boat, I'll look at Corin and I'll ask. So, how well do owlbears and yourself fare out there on the water?
I mean, I've had to do some stints at sea or on the lake, but Runt hasn't been yet. So I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Runt!
Charming.
No time like the present to find out.
Welcome aboard.
yep, it's gonna be interesting to watch this. Very large owlbear cross this kind of 5-foot wide gangplank.
Oh my god.
All
Would
right.
you like to roll an acrobatics check for a Runt?
I mean, I don't want to, but
You try to steer him across. Okay, he's fine. Runt makes it, no problem.
Okay.
A little bit wobbly in the middle, but then kind of stopped. You like got Runt to look straight ahead instead of looking down, and then he made it the rest of the way.
What does
Alright,
Runt
s-
like to eat?
Hopefully
what
not
do you
children.
have?
So, who remembers how to feed the machine downstairs?
There's a machine downstairs.
Yeah,
yeah.
Tiggerbakken was fueling some sort of fire down in the underbelly of this that kind of fueled the steam and got it
Tigger who?
going. Tiggerbakken was a gnome who used to own this boat. In fact, he was a traveling companion of ours. He actually you just went off on some other journeys with actually another of our past companions. Two gnomes decided they were going to go out and find some adventure together. But Tiggerbakken was quite an accomplished inventor. Very smart little gnome. Up with a lot of really neat ideas.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, I think I remember how to steer. Willick, you know how to steer this thing, don't you?
I believe so.
All right.
You spin the willy thing. Or you don't spin it when you don't want it to do something.
Good enough. It's your boat, Captain.
I think I spent enough time down there that I can help stoke the fire down there.
You just shovel coal into the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but like, don't we have to get it started or something? How do we do
So
that?
Emerus is the one that was helping. Emerus and Willick helped move coal. I remember Rowan helping kind of steer, or at least, Rowan and Raspin were the two kind of like lookouts and stuff. But
Mhm.
it's enough to have a general idea of how to steer the boat.
Okay. Well, if begging your pardon, Captain, but would it be all right if I tried to get it out at least from the dock here and give you your dominion?
Let's shove off.
Aye. I'll go take the wheel and.
Okay.
The captain's job is to push the boat, right? That's what shove off means.
You know what? Why don't you pull off the ties and pull up whatever's weighing us down and holding us in place?
That sounds like an excellent job. I'm
Right.
gonna do it.
All right,
Okay.
you go.
Yep. There's no actual anchor to the boat. There's just the tie lines that are holding you to the dock.
Okay.
So it's just untying those, and then pulling the gangplank back onto the boat. And
If they're really difficult, he'll just break the
there
rope.
are on either side two like 10-foot metal poles that you can use to push yourself away from the dock. Yep. So Willick pushes you guys away.
Okay.
Kinda
So
just lightly drifting.
we need to. So we'll wait, and I'll try to like steer just enough as we're drifting to kind of like get out of a little bit, you know. And then I guess it's time we need to go down and light the oven or the furnaces or work.
Yep.
So
I'll
who? Yeah,
go
you.
down and help with it.
All right.
Okay. So Tahani's going to go shovel coal. Is anybody else going to go shovel coal?
I'll go shovel coal since I've done it before.
Yep.
Me
Okay.
All
too.
right.
So Emrys, Willick, and Tahani run downstairs, toss some coal into the fire. Emrys was present when Tiggerbakken had like a specific amount of coal he wanted in there. So she knows what level the fire has to be at for like, to
Moving.
make you go, but also not explode.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do we have any of that explodey stuff left?
I don't know. I think it was one bottle.
There's just the coal fuel downstairs.
Okay.
Fuel.
That was something that Tiggerbakken had on his person.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You have no nitrous.
No nitrous. Noted. Okay. All right. Well,
Yep.
Corin, how are your eyes?
Usually pretty good.
Well, then why don't you keep an eye out and make sure we don't hit anything? Yeah.
I can do that.
All right.
Okay. So Rowan, I need a dexterity check. Okay. You're making the ship go the right direction,
Yes.
generally speaking.
Perfect.
Right now, you're kind of moving through the open lake, so it's not terribly difficult.
Mhm.
It's more like knowing to angle to avoid oncoming ships.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
Well, so we know that the boat was already loaded with all of the rations, provisions, crap that we
Yep,
need
you
for
have
the
a
journey,
ton of supplies.
so we don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, if I guess I'll drive until someone else wants to learn how to take over, and otherwise I'll just drive.
Alright. I'm shoveling coal.
Yep. Once you guys get up to the amount of coal that you're supposed to be at, it doesn't take much to kind of just, every hour somebody just has to go down and just
Toss some more.
shovel like 2 shovelfuls of coal back into the.
Oh, alright.
Oh,
It's really not that hard.
frighteningly efficient.
Yep. That's what happens when you have,
That
gasoline.
wonderful gnome
waste.
engineering.
That's why he
Coal,
stayed.
yeah.
That's why he stayed up all night putting all of those like efficient pipe works and all the rest of that crap up for those 3 days solid. Okay. All right.
So you guys are headed on. Yeah, I mean, you guys are making it. So I guess Rowan's gonna be driving for a little bit. So we'll get to like the midday point, and then Rowan, you can go ahead and make me another dex check as you guys are a little bit further into the river itself. Okay, still doing okay.
Mhm. So, how long do we want to go? How long do we want to travel for? We want to kind of travel throughout the day and night, or what do we want to do?
Well, we want to get to Dawn's Rise during the day, right?
How long was the journey? Wasn't it like 5
It
days or
was-
something? Like it was
It
long.
was a week.
A week.
A week. However, that includes stopping at nighttime.
Right.
How confident do we feel in our ability to navigate sailing at night?
Are there lights or like torch? Like we could light like lanterns and torches and
There
stuff.
are
right?
lanterns on the boat.
Yeah. So I mean, like we could.
Weren't there alligator things?
I mean, it's obvious. It's just a river and stuff. So there were alligators, and you guys passed other boats and stuff like that. Just your typical kind of dangers there.
Mhm.
There are 2 hooded lanterns, like bullseye lanterns on the front.
On the
of
front?
boat. And then there's lanterns kind of every 10 feet along the sides until you get to the back.
Mhm.
Just regular lanterns.
I mean, I don't know. It's up to y'all. I mean, I like my sleep. Don't get me wrong, but I don't mind going all day. If
Or
we
all
think we
night.
can do it, if we think we can do it in cycles, I don't know. It's fine with me.
Yep.
I mean, we won't get exhaustion because it's just like one person will drive the boat, right?
So long as we can rotate effectively,
Okay.
we
I
should
had
be
this
So
okay.
thing
you
that
need
still-
somebody to drive. You need somebody on kind of like point lookout.
Yeah,
Because
and-
while you can see from the back of the boat when you're driving, you still need somebody in the front kind of keeping an eye out. And then you also need somebody that can every hour or so go down and shovel some coal. So you kind of need 3 people per shift.
except that
Don't I
can't
have that thing that keeps
Yeah.
me from having to sleep at like
Doesn't-
1 hour?
doesn't Willick do nothing except with his ring of sustenance?
There is also another member of the party that has that now too.
I
Who-
do.
You did?
All right,
Yep.
so we're fine.
Sorry, you guys cut out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we can double up, right? That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys can set it up so that there is shifts. What I need to know is like, other than Willick and Emrys, is how are you guys splitting the other?
So who else has some measure of agility to them? Is it Tahani?
Mine is not garbage.
What is my agility?
Ours is the same.
Oh, are they?
We are both equally capable.
That's disturbing.
We are both at +3.
Okay, well that's where I'm at too. So
Okay.
so I guess whichever one of you decides that they want to learn how to pilot the boat. Oh wait. Can't Tahani see at night?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
then
I
it
cannot.
should be Tahani then. So
Yes.
she should be on
Okay.
night shift because she is dark. So
I will
Well, she should
learn.
be on night shift looking out.
well, I mean steering the boat.
No, you need one
We
person
need
to look
someone
out
on lookout.
and one person to steer.
Right. So Well, okay. So Willick can shovel, and he doesn't sleep. Emrys can shovel, doesn't sleep, and has dark vision. I need sleep, can drive the boat, and Tahani has dark vision, needs to sleep, can drive the boat, and then the extra is Torin, who I guess could drive the boat, can't see at night, needs to sleep. So
So it sounds like we're the day shift and they're the night shift.
Yep, and then
Yes,
between
night
Emerson and
shift.
Willick, there's enough kind of like overlap that it's okay.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. So that's what we'll do.
Yep.
Okay. So so I'll run steers during the day.
Okay, so it's gonna take you 3.5 days as opposed to
Week.
a week.
Which,
Yep.
assuming we've already been on.
Not even a full 3.5 either. Probably like more like 3, and then the last half is.
Well, I mean, we've kind of already been on
Yeah,
for
exactly.
for the last half, for the first half, right? So 3 days on
Yep.
the river itself.
Yep. So what I will need is we'll start with day shift. I will have. Well, actually, we'll start with night shift since you guys have been on the river for the day. So who's night shift driver?
You.
Me.
Tahani.
That would be Tahani.
Yep.
You can roll me a dexterity check. Who's lookout? We'll go with I guess Emerson's lookout.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Emers can roll perception.
Fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, you guys are more than okay. Emrys is really good at pointing out things that you should try to not run into well before they show up, so you have
Don't hit
ample
that.
time. All right. So we'll go to day shift.
Much
Okay.
better.
Yep. You guys
Yeah.
are flying down the river with no problem. Okay. Back to night shift.
Ugh.
So how many ranks of profession sailor is Rowan going to take?
I don't know. After this, we'll see.
You guys have one instance where Emrys is like, go left. There's a tree trunk.
I
And
said
you're-
left.
And you start going right, going, oh, there's a tree trunk on the left. And you kind of scrape along the side of the boat. The boat appears to not take enough damage to cause any holes or anything, or, doesn't take on any water or anything. It's just something that, once you get to the city, you might want to take a look at.
Okay,
Or,
it's not a boat.
not run into anything on that side of the boat again.
We may not want to do. Okay.
What's the lecture that I receive for Rowan?
Do you tell Rowan?
I'm assuming he's
Oh,
gonna
Rowan
hear
wakes
it.
up. Everybody wakes up.
Everybody wakes up and hears it.
My bad.
This
It's
is
like
the
those
port
long,
side.
like, those,
This
like,
is the
road trips that you
starboard
go
side.
It's like the road trips where you go on and then like you kind of drift off and then you hit like that thing on the side and the car goes. Everybody that's asleep in the car wakes up. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So day shift, you guys can. All right. Day shift continues to kill it. Night shift, you guys are back up.
It's like the same rules.
Literally the same roll.
Literally the same rules.
Alright.
Third time's charm.
Luckily, this time it hits the other side of the boat.
Oh, did you roll a 50 percentile to figure out which side we were hitting?
I rolled a percentile, but there's like, there's
Front,
it's like
back, side.
33
Yeah,
1
yeah,
through
yeah.
33. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got it.
okay.
Yeah. There's portions of the boat. But
Okay.
it hits the other right side this time.
Hey,
No
third
way,
time's
it
charm.
didn't even. It matches.
You can definitely tell that there's more damage on this time. You hit like a rock right along the bottom of the boat.
Tahani,
There
we don't
is
admit fault.
there
We don't
is
admit
a
fault.
small hole that is taking on water. It is not fast. It is a slow leak, but the boat is taking water.
Well, we need to fill it. Can we grab some
There are materials to like patch holes and stuff.
Patch a hole? Okay.
Yeah.
Then we need to patch the hole.
Very slowly and carefully.
So you go to find the materials.
Hmm.
Who is going to patch the hole in the middle of the night, I guess, is the question.
Willick.
Okay. Great. Willick, you go to get the materials to patch the hole. You find
Patching a
wooden
hole.
boards. You find a jar. And that's all you find. You don't find nails. You don't find anything else. You just find wooden boards in this jar.
God. Willick, you found the materials?
Actually, well, roll me a Constitution save when you smell it. That is some strong glue, let me tell you. You get a little nice, woo, little lightheaded for a second.
This is the good stuff. All right, I guess I'll just pour this down the hole.
No, Willick, no. No.
Hey, Willick, roll me an intelligence check.
No.
Yeah,
So
obviously,
really-
obviously that goes in the hole. That's why it's in a jar, right? So you just shove the jar in the hole.
And then you use the board to hammer it into place.
That's right.
Dude, you are literally a craftsman. Like this is what you did before you came up here.
With
Use a
metal,
skill.
not wood. He doesn't do anything with wood.
Oh.
You don't nail a sword together. You bash it into shape, like I'm gonna do with this jar.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Go on.
Let's go with a strength check. Give me a strength check.
Oh. No problem there.
Oh yeah, that you get it like wedged in, and you go slam, and the jar just shatters, and that shit goes everywhere, all over this like section of planking.
Now, so here's my follow-up question, twofold. Number one, is he able to lift the plank after doing so?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Oh, he is.
yeah. So he goes kush, and goes like this. It's because it's real fast. So he just
Oh, okay.
shatters the jar that it's in.
Okay.
There's pieces of the jar stuck to the bottom of this plank that you're holding.
Okay.
Improv weapon.
He's got a board with a nail in it.
Put it over the hole.
All right, so there's just this. The jar is shattered. The water is still leaking in. You can see underneath the water, there's like this splatter stain of like milky white all over the wood.
Plug the hole, Willick.
All right, I'm going to push the board against the hole.
Okay. Okay, you push the board against the hole. Roll me a dexterity check. Okay, so you lean against the board,
Jesus
you're pushing on it,
Christ.
and hey, the board's stuck there.
And so
And it's
are
covered the
you.
hole.
It worked.
But then you go to pull your hands off, and they're stuck to the board.
Oh.
Well, I really need to put my back into this.
Roll a strength check. Nope, you're stuck fast.
Help!
Emerus, do you hear something?
You guys can roll
Nope.
perception checks.
I wake up.
Nope.
You do not wake up.
I don't wake up with a 24?
Nope.
I mean, I do hear it, but
Yeah, you hear it. Tahani definitely hears it. And Corey, you kind of hear somebody sort of yelling, but not really.
The
Emerus,
hole has me.
Emerus,
won't
I
go.
think Willick needs help.
okay. Don't
Let's go
bump
help
into
him.
anything.
Okay, so
I'll
you're
go
going down.
down.
You go down and look. You go down, and you find Willick bent over, hands pushing on a board. It looks like,
He's
For a
pushing
moment.
the
and then
board.
you realize that he's not pushing on the board. He's trying to pull his hands off of this board.
Okay, I go examine his hand.
The board
Uh,
won't let me go.
There's like a white kind of oozing stain around all over this board now. And it is what's got Willick's hands stuck to the board.
What'd you say?
Willick is stuck to the board. That's what you see. Willick's hands are stuck fast.
I'm sorry, Willick. We're gonna have to cut off your hand.
What's up?
How will I use my hammer without my hands? Can you make them grow back? Would it be easier to kill me and bring me back to life? Like Rowan and Aspen?
Can I try and pull on his hand?
Yeah, you can try it. Just make a strength check. We can hear you. You must not be able to hear us.
No, I can't hear anything.
Okay, just make a strength check.
Okay. Oh, I did not do that.
Oh no.
You pull and tug, and it's not coming off. His hands are stuck fast.
Well,
Damn
I
gnomes.
you're part of the boat now, Willick.
Well, it is my boat.
Cord,
It
you
is your
are
boat.
watching this while you're awake, by the way, down there sleeping.
I mean, I can try to help, but I'm probably not going to be able to.
I wonder.
Guys, what's going on down there?
It's okay.
Your
Yeah,
friend is stuck to the
Tahani.
boat.
Make,
Don't
Yeah.
crash.
make me a perception roll and a dexterity check while you're there.
Do I
By
still have
yourself.
Do I still have that cleaning stuff from Tiggerbacken? Oh, come on, Donnie.
We're dead. Doomed.
I told you to stop paying attention to us.
So you go to your bag and you're like, Emrys, you're like going through your bag trying to find the solvent that you know you have someplace left, and you hear and feel as everybody wakes up as Tahani has run the boat aground onto one of the banks of the river.
For the love of
Because she went and
Desna.
looked over her shoulder to like call down into the hold for some reason, even though the hole to the hold is in front.
And I'll jump up with a stop. For the love of Desna, what happened?
You wake up to find Willick
I'm
glued to
sinking
the
my
ship.
boat on its maiden cruise.
Willick glued to the ship. A slight, like, couple inches of water on the floor.
Yeah. So
You're not moving anymore.
if we're run aground, did we like trash the bottom of the boat too? Like, is that all smashed up, or is it just run aground?
Let's see. Oh, you guys are real. Nope, you're really lucky. You guys went on where it was just soft, like earth and sand.
Okay.
So the bottom of the boat's okay.
All right. I'll look at Emrys and I see her like going through her bag or whatever. I'm like, you got this?
Sure. Yeah, don't worry about us.
All right. And I'll
Emrys,
like
you find the solvent. You find
so
it in
like
your bag.
super hot footed up to the fucking top of the boat.
Yep. You find Tawny there, kind of just like holding the wheel and like shaking a little bit, doing that nervous laugh right there.
I'll walk over and I'll just like gently put my hands on her shoulders and I'll like slowly turn her towards me away from the wheel. Ah. What happened? You alright?
It just jumped out.
The shore just jumped out? Yeah. All right. Well, you don't have to steer the wheel anymore because we're not going anywhere. Why don't y'all just like go have a seat right over there for a minute while I go and check out what happened? Yeah.
I heard Cork and Everest went down to check and then it just jumped out in front of me.
It was coming right at you. I understand it. Yeah. Go have a seat. Let me go
Totally
and
understand.
take a look at what's going on. And I'll like look over the side of the boat and where we've run aground and see how badly we are fucked at this.
Okay. I mean, you look over and you guys are a good, 10 feet onto the shoreline. And
Is it like onto the shoreline or is it like onto the shoreline? Like what sort of angles
No,
are we
so-
talking about here?
so onto the shore is gradual.
Right. So no, but like if this is the shoreline, right?
Right.
And this is our boat,
Yeah.
are we sort of
okay.
like this? Or are we like this? Like
No,
how
actually, it was not like a hard left onto the
so it was
shoreline.
more like the drift and then just
Yeah,
like
correct.
totally
And then like
okay.
obviously not paying attention.
Okay.
Obviously.
Okay. Okay.
I was paying attention to Willick and Emerus.
All right. Well,
We told you not to.
seeing that we're not going anywhere, now I guess I'll go back downstairs and I'll like take a look and see how much progress we've made with the downstairs stuff.
Okay, with the Willick situation, Willick's hands are now free.
Okay.
I freed him.
Emrys takes like this bottle, pours some of the liquid onto her own hands, and then quickly shoves them under the water and like rubs it on Willick's hands, and then his hands come free.
See, we're fine.
All
I
right.
didn't know that.
Well, Willick, I'm glad you're all right. I'm glad you fixed the hole in the boat. We've run aground. We're about 10 feet into the shore.
Does that
So,
mean it's safe to stop for the night?
yeah. Yeah, that.
Okay. So
I think this is the third time we've hit something. Maybe we shouldn't be sailing at night.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just park at night.
Yeah. Going forward, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Yeah.
Yep. Luckily, this was the third night, so you guys figure you're probably only about half a day's boat travel away from Dawn's Rise currently.
We just need to find some way to get the boat off the shore.
Yep. Does anybody have knowledge engineering?
No.
Bitch, no.
No.
Nope. Okay. So I want everybody to give me intelligence checks as a group, as you guys all put your heads together to try and figure this out.
Shit, Willick. You couldn't have fucking rolled that one earlier, huh? Jeez.
I'm awake now.
It was that sniff of that glue. Ooh. All right. Tahani is just completely out of it. No help at all.
I'm a good
Emerus-
driver.
Emrys is just disinterested. She's just like, why don't we just fucking walk the rest of the way?
Because we don't
And,
want to leave the boat
The
here
other
to be
three of
taken.
you are able to put your heads together and kind of figure out, some things that you can do to like, you can dig some earth out here, lay some boards down so that the boat will slide on it. You guys eventually figure out a way to get you back into the river off of it. It's only going to take an extra half day of work to get the boat out.
All right. Well,
So you guys will arrive at nighttime at the dock instead of, like midday.
do what we got to do, right?
Yep.
Yep, you guys just lost a little bit of time. That's all it seems to have done. There is some damage to the bottom of the boat after you get it back into the river and kind of check it out and stuff. No more holes or anything. Like I said, it's just some scraping and stuff. Some stuff that will have to be looked at and repaired. But Right now, you can make it there.
Everything's fine.
Without letting Tahani drive, you will make it there.
So, all right. Well, yes.
Okay. So I
Get there when we get there.
You guys get it. You guys, get Runt to help, kind of dig some stuff out or whatever. You guys eventually
yeah.
make it work.
Got this huge owlbear. He could probably just pull the fucking boat himself. All right, cool, good.
Yep. So you guys get back out on the river.
How did
Head
Runt
out.
take all that?
He was either spooked really badly by all the loud noises or slept through all of it.
Let's see. Definitely slept through all of it.
Wow.
On the
Wow.
ground, he woke up, but he was just kind of like drool coming down the side of his like beaked mouth.
Wow.
Yep. All right, so you guys are headed back. Let's see. Go ahead and make. So you guys would have gone through the night. You guys would have worked the next day. So it's like afternoon. Okay, so it's still gonna be the daytime shift first. Okay. Cord, you can give me a perception roll. Yep, you guys are fine. You guys are taking it a little bit slow at first, just to make sure everything's okay.
Like, make sure everything's holding.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So now that you guys are not gonna let Tahani drive,
Hey.
or are you gonna let
No.
Tahani drive? Nope. Okay. Who is gonna drive now, or are you just going to be okay with being exhausted the next day and not
I
sleep?
can drive.
I can try driving.
Like, entirely against my ethos to.
Yep, I know.
Like, entirely against it.
I'm the captain. I'll take the.
Why don't
the
we just swap Embers
burden.
and Honey?
I was gonna suggest perhaps that I will suggest that we actually like pull over for the night, and if Willick basically says, look at me, I'm the captain now, then there's nothing I can do about it. If he wants to drive his boat, he can drive his boat.
Okay. I mean, Willick, do you want to drive your boat that bad?
No.
No.
I trust
No, I'm okay.
I trust Rowan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point in time, I'll suggest we just park it for the.
All right. So you guys park the boat for the night. Sleep. Everybody rests up.
I dream of driving the boat in a race.
Is
As
it
for
a?
some reason, the race
Is
ends
it a
at
derby?
waterfall. So it quickly goes from being exhilarating and awesome to a gigantic nightmare
Yeah.
real fast.
Oh god. Yep. All right.
Okay. Next morning, night goes by uneventfully.
Okay. Then I wake up in the morning and we'll get going and
Continue on. Okay. Yeah, you're more than fine. You don't even need a perception roll to go with that. You guys are good.
all
You
right.
guys make it. So you guys make it along the river to Dawn's Rise.
Woohoo.
Now for the fun bit of. Let's see. So Summerland's map. All right.
This is Dawn's Rise.
This is Dawn's Rise. You guys are traveling along the river.
Yep.
You guys remember that Dawn's Rise, the city itself, because we'll go to the city map.
Hmm.
It doesn't have docks.
Oh, that's right, because we ended up on some like underground back door from the
Yep.
sewers type place, right?
Yeah, you guys. As you guys get close, you remember that there is no docks at the city. There is a town south of the city that acts as the kind of like major docking area for the city.
Okay. Is
But
there
after you
any
get off the
way?
docks? It's a good 45 minutes travel on foot to get to the city.
Okay, so as we're coming up on this,
Mhm.
so refresh my memory. We had to jump off some like stupid cliff, right? If I'm not mistaken, when we
Correct.
escaped the sewers.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not making that call. Okay, cool. What's the
Yeah.
name of the city?
If you could even find that area, but to begin with, you guys know that it was like well hidden, and that's why nobody had been to it.
Yeah. I mean, I was prepared to make checks to see if I could remember it, but the reality is that when I think about it and remember the cliff, I'm just like, ooh, I know. No.
Okay.
So what's the name of this town?
It's literally called Port Town.
Huh.
Super easy to remember, Port Town.
Okay. Well, then I guess we park at Port Town.
All right, so you guys go to Port Town. Easy enough to find an open docking space. Roll me another quick dex check just for the docking because it is a little bit finicky. Okay, you're fine. You know, there's some people actually working the docks that you kind of throw the ropes to. They pull you in, tie you up, and all like that. It's a silver piece a day for docking fee. And that's literally just to leave your boat dock there. It's a gold piece per day if you want to also have somebody like watch the boat and make sure that nobody's coming on and off it that isn't you. There is a couple different repair services on the docks that you can go to have the boat repaired with, some like independent contractors and stuff like that. So the boat damage, because I'm assuming you guys are going to want to get it repaired,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
is going to come to a total of 235 gold pieces.
Just scuttle it.
Well,
do we want to do this from party loot, or should I do it?
well, the captain, make the decision.
I will pay for the repairs.
Oh, that's
Aw.
mighty nice, y'all, Willick. As I like slowly kind of like sideways eye Tahani a little bit.
I'm looking at how much money I have. I don't think I have a lot
Well,
of money.
I'll
Half of it
tell.
comes from like the money I won for race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But I will. So I'll tell you what. That's Matakani, Captain. I will volunteer to pay the security and watch services in that regard to make sure that Tigger Boaton is well looked after.
Yep, a gold piece a day gets you 2 guards watching it.
It's fine.
Guards is a looser term, as it's just like 2 kind of burly guys with a couple. Each one has a cudgel.
Sure.
That kind of just stands there and watches.
Make sure
the
no one
boat.
else gets on. Okay.
Yep.
So I don't. Do they have like a minimum? Can we pay in advance? Like I don't know how long we're going to be gone for.
Yeah, you can pay however long you want to be. You do know it's only a 45-minute walk from the city to here. You can also pay by courier. Like you can pay a courier to bring the money here to pay for it.
All right. Well, why don't I give them 5 gold anyway to start?
Okay.
And then that gives us 5 days of prepay. If we need to pay them more.
Thank you, Willick.
I'm taking care of my boat.
All right.
Okay. So you guys do that. And yeah. So you guys you're in Port Town. You just nope, let's go. It is, like early afternoon
Sure.
when you guys get here.
On the way through Port Town, I just want to grab like generic Fletchering stuff so that I can make
Okay.
some stuff on
You
the
can
way.
find it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I'll just grab a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, after that, you guys.
Should we ask? While I'm walking through town, I kind of ask, should we ask any questions about Dawn's Rise? They obviously see a lot of people kind of back and forth here. Should we See if we can find anything out down here or what?
I mean, we can see if they've heard anything about what's going on up there. That shouldn't be too obtrusive.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hit this shop up. I'll talk to the shop owner. You guys have see any good places to stop, the tavern or whatever? I mean, we can meet on the outskirts of town in a few moments.
Okay.
Cool.
So when I buy my stuff, I'll ask the guy. I'm like, so what's happening up in Dawn's Rise? Anything exciting? We're on our way in. Anything we should be aware of?
Word is that there's an increased presence in the Dawn's Watch patrol in the streets,
Any particular reason
Rounded
why?
rounding up criminals and such. Something happened a couple weeks ago. No, not a week. About a week ago, something happened up there. Apparently, somebody tried to kill Bartholomew Vanderhex.
Really? Do they have any idea who it was?
Two other people from, one was a summer guard. Funny enough, there, some sergeant or something, and some high lady, from my understanding.
Oh.
Yep.
Bartholomew Vanderhex. That name sounds familiar. Why should I know it?
He's the head of the Dawn's Watch.
Right. I haven't had the pleasure, precisely. Well, listen, thank you very much for your help. And, see you on my way back through.
Just nods at you.
Okay. Yep. I'll share this information with everyone when I find them.
Ew. That's not good. Should we send word back?
We knew as much.
Yeah. Phila did say that we need to make sure that we don't get involved with that crew. We got in trouble last time they kind of came across us. We obviously have met Bartholomew
Are they gonna recognize
Vanderhex.
us?
I hope not. But perhaps we should try to cover up our appearance at least a little bit, man.
I mean, they're reasonably likely to recognize me, so that's something we should be prepared for.
I guess they know about your special order up here.
I mean, we're not exactly secret.
I mean, they're throughout all of the Summerlands. Corin, you've actually been to Dawn's Rise a few times, not too many, but a couple times. Dignitaries and stuff don't really come through here that often. It's kind of centrally located as opposed to, Summerhome and some of the other outlying cities. But you've been here a few times. You do know for a fact that there is a weird kind of, not battle or anything. Not like that, but like there's some friction between the Summer Guard and the Dawn's Watch. Whereas the Summer Guard is the military, and their job is to guard the walls specifically of the city, while the Dawn's Watch is like sort of a inner city guard watch cop type entity. And they don't like the Summer Guard interfering with their business, and the Summer Guard definitely doesn't like them interfering with their business.
Corin, do you have any idea who's running the Summer Guard here?
It's a good question, Rowan.
Last time you were here, the Summer Guard was headed by Captain Galinda Bilford.
Captain Bilford is my recollection, but I don't know if they've been shuffled around since then.
Should probably not go throwing around names. If Captain Bilford's the same one that we knew, Captain Bilford might recognize us in our dealings with Phila. Might associate the two of them together. I guess it's kind of tough for us to tell right now how much the Summer Guard is buying into this Dawn's Watch propaganda about Phila. Well, I'm open to ideas. Where do y'all think we should start?
Where's Where do you think the best place to find answers is going to be?
I mean, we did all right in the shades, didn't we?
What if they're
Yep,
all
so you
burned down
guys-
by now?
What you guys remember is
Oh.
that there is so this is Doublegate. So Doublegate is a smaller neighborhood populated by stables, inns, and those who run them, really. So that's because Doublegate is right here coming from the south, which is everybody coming in and out, going to Port Town. So lots of trade coming in and out of here. So this area is basically a ton of stables and inns and taverns and warehouses and stuff like that.
Okay.
Then you have the Shades, which is kind of like the slummy area. You guys ran around in there for a while. Helios Square, the nice kind of magical school that's here. This is Old Town, the kind of center of the city.
Mhm.
That is where you have the original buildings and offices of Dawn's Rise, mostly governmental, courts, city hall offices, also Dawnwatch HQ. That's this giant building right here.
Mhm.
This is First Light, kind of a ritzy, rich district. It's the first city that is first part of the first part of the city to be touched by sunlight every day.
We didn't go there at all.
Nope, you guys avoided it pretty much.
Yeah.
Then you have Upper Reach. This is kind of like middle class artisan area. This is where Tiggerbakken had his home.
Right.
And then you also had.
And we had Gildan proper, right?
Gildan proper, which
We
was
spent
like
a lot of time there.
giant market area. Yep, that is where that really super nice 3-story building
In the bakery place.
party house you went to, and the awesome bakery.
Right. All right. Well, I guess maybe we should start at Doublegate, keep our ears peeled in the taverns, and see what we can come up with. I mean,
We're gonna need a place to stay anyway.
right? And we didn't stay here last time, so probably a better chance for us to blend in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
Okay.
was it? Was in the shades, the bird races, right?
Yep.
They were in the bird races. If they're still going on, you don't know.
There was
You guys
also
haven't
that
been back
church.
since the fires and stuff like
I was
that.
gonna say also the church and the fires and all the rest of the stuff that got.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so let's go in this gate
Okay.
so that we can also kind of get a feeling on what happened in the double gate.
So as you guys start making your way through, there are Summer Guard outside the gate, just like there were the last time you guys came through Dawn's Rise, kind of stopping everybody that's coming in or out with a brief conversation or checking wagons and stuff here and there, that kind of thing. So you guys are kind of waiting in line for a brief period before you get to where Summer Guard comes up. Goes, what's your business in the city?
Oh, we're just coming to visit, in fact.
Then he kind of stops dead in his tracks, not even paying attention to you,
Yeah.
as he's staring at Runt, and then looks up at Corin, who I am assuming is riding Runt.
Yep.
Goes, up. We didn't get word that one of the Owlbear Guard was coming. I'm sorry. Your business is your own.
Thanks very much. Is Beaufort still here?
Trouble lower.
Yeah, Captain Bilford is still stationed here. Yes. She's likely at the barracks right now. That, or she's walking, doing checks along the wall.
Perfect. We don't need anything right now, but just wanted to make sure I know where to go if we run into trouble.
As well. Stay away from the Dawn's Watch, and you shouldn't find trouble, hopefully.
What's the Dawn's Watch up to this time?
Just being general assholes like always. They appear to be rounding up criminals inside the city currently.
Sounds like you think they're not rounding up criminals.
I mean, some of them might be, but it's just, their arrests sort of skyrocketed almost overnight.
Are they arresting anyone in particular or just criminals?
I mean, we're not supposed to poke around in their business, so I don't pay too much attention. They say they're criminals.
Do you know anyone who might be able to tell us more about that?
Captain might have
make sure
some
I'm not
more.
going to get into too much trouble.
Captain Bilford likes to keep her ear out just in case. So that's probably who you would want to talk to. That or maybe ask around in the city itself.
Okay.
Captain has us strictly to the barracks and the wall these days. We
Thanks
want
for
any fun, we have to go down to Port Town for that.
Well, thanks very much for the information, and we'll probably be in touch with the captain shortly.
He just nods. So, well, have a nice stay. I hope it isn't too long. He kind of just backs up and lets you guys go.
Rowan does like the half, like, please after you. You know what I mean? Like, by all means.
Yeah, I should emphasize here that his reaction to Corin being there wasn't like Corin was the important one, and like why it's more like if you're with Corin, then it means Corin has been assigned to protect you.
Whoa.
And therefore you are some people of importance.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
I am a captain.
Kiss my boot, bitch.
That's coming out tonight.
Corin, please escort us.
That is what I'm here for.
All right. Well, let's head on in, and as we're walking in, I guess we'll see if we can kind of get some idea of what happened to Shades. How bad is the fires?
Okay. I mean, from the outside, you can't really tell. You do remember that the fires were like in the sort of center of the shades, and off towards the east.
Can we like still smell the smoke?
No, it's been too long for that.
Okay.
No, can't smell any smoke or anything like that. You don't see any buildings like on the immediate outside of the shades that look like they've been damaged or anything.
All right. Maybe they weren't so bad.
You guys head into Doublegate then? Is that what you're doing? Like going in amongst just kind of going with the flow of traffic, as most of the traffic that flows in through this way of the city does proceed almost directly into Doublegate.
Yeah, we're gonna try to like mesh in as much as possible as we can outside of, the fact that we have an owl bear guard with us.
Okay.
I'm gonna blend in.
Did you put a top over top of that thing or what?
Yep, people will stop and stare as you guys proceed, but again, nobody freaks out or anything like that for the most part. There are some people that are kind of like, they're obviously not from the Summerlands. They're just like traveling merchants or what have you that are kind of like standing there mouth agape.
Yeah.
But since nobody else is freaking out and running, they don't.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely get people stopping and staring and watching you.
Just what you love.
Yep. So, what do you guys want to do in Doublegate? Like I said, it is a mixed-mashed assortment of there's stables here, there's warehouses, there's inns, there's taverns, there's places to eat. There's like even more general like hostel type places.
Well, I think we should find somewhere that we can stay that's going to afford the luxury of putting Runt up as well. And I should think that we should get a meal in a place that's of some repute.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. So how do you want to find that place?
Let's ask around.
Okay. Well, who wants to go interact with people and
I mean,
ask?
presumably
Runt
I stayed
does.
somewhere. Did I stay with the
Runt does.
summer
The-
guards the
the-
last time I was here?
So the last time that you were here, you stayed in Old Town.
Yeah. No. We
No,
stayed at.
not you guys.
Oh,
We're
him.
talking about Corin.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Last time you were here, every time you've been here, you have stayed in Old Town, in a various estate or home or something like that has been given to the foreign dignitary that is visiting, as like kind of a place for them to stay, close by to the government offices where they're doing their business.
All right, so I've got nothing.
All right, yeah, because the last time we actually stayed up in Gildan proper, right?
Yes, last time you guys actually stayed up in. You guys stayed in on the quarter Gildan. I think you guys actually stayed in Upper Reach, kind of on the
Yeah.
edge.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, that's where Tiggerbocken's townhome is.
Right. He's not using it. Or is he? He might be using it.
You don't know.
Maybe
Find
that's where
out.
they are.
We need to go investigate.
Yeah.
So you want to just skip all the way across town and try that first, instead of being down here in Doublegate?
I think that's fair.
Oh, all right, it's fine with me. I mean, it's closer to the barracks anyway, which is where we're inevitably going to find Captain Bilford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suits me.
Which route do you guys want to take to get there?
We should probably not. Oh, that's actually a tough question, because we kind of want to steer far away from this, but at the same time, like, this is the Ritz.
Yep. The easiest way for you to avoid like going through the center is to go around the edges. Obviously, you don't want to go around this edge, so you could theoretically travel through the slums and then up the side of Helio Square and up this way if you'd like. It's kind of roundabout and going to take some time to go. It's going to take you a few hours probably traveling that way to walk up there. But
Why
it
don't-
does get you to go through one of the areas that you kind of want to see what's going on here. Right? And then does get you up there.
I suppose I could live with that idea. What do y'all think?
Why do we want to avoid the ritzy area?
I just figured that it might be perhaps more well patrolled.
Ah, okay, gotcha. But if they're trying to get people off the streets,
They're trying to round up criminals, though. You might be right.
There is that.
I'm thinking we would look less out of place in the ritzy area.
We do have an owlbear.
Bear.
We are important people.
Yeah, all right. I can get behind that. You
You're
have to.
above the common rabble.
You'll have to forgive me, Corin. I'm not used to. I'm not used to traveling with such important, company. This is or with such proposed station. I think this is fantastic. Yeah. All right. Let's. Yeah. All right. Let's go that way. We'll travel up. So I'm going to propose then that we do this. I'm going to propose that we go this way,
Mm-hmm.
and then this way, and then this way, and then
Up that way.
then up
Gotcha.
this.
Yep, and then you can always stop at the barracks if you'd like.
Yeah, and if we want to, we can eat in Gildan proper, bear, depending on how much time. I'll propose that we go that way, so that way
Okay.
we can.
That will go a little bit faster, so it's probably about an hour trek to get to the barracks that way, going through the main thoroughfares.
Mhm.
Not even, maybe more like 45 minutes.
Cool. All right.
So you guys travel through there. Let's take a look. For the most part, you guys are passing, there's some merchants and stuff here and there. For the most part, it seems to be more localized travel from the area, more finely dressed people, carriages, not really people really walking themselves or either riding horses or being carted along.
Mhm.
And you guys only spot 2 Dawn's Watch patrols as you're traveling along this route.
Mm-hmm.
That is going from here up this way and then over.
Okay.
You guys only spot 2 Dawn's Watch patrols, both of which you kind of managed to dodge and not come into direct contact with.
Cool.
Um,
I mean, like, do they acknowledge the owlbear and then just keep going, or
no, it's more like you guys spot them like down a street or up a street, and either hurry your gait or slow your gait, depending on which way you can get.
to like dodge them?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So far, so good.
Yep. So you guys make it to Gildan proper, basically, without a problem.
Perfect. All right. Well, hey Tahani, last time we were here, didn't we come across one of your old fellow monks?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did we? I thought that was in Summerhome.
Oh yeah, I thought that was in Summerhome.
Was it in Summerhome? I thought it was here.
Summerhome.
It was Summerhome. You're
Oh,
talking
okay.
about Rodero, the half orc.
Yeah, that guy.
That was in
That's right.
Summerhome.
It was in Summerhome?
In the
Okay.
Dawn's Forge. Yep, that was in Dawn's Forge.
I thought that's why, because it was in Dawn's Forge. I thought it was. My bad.
Yep. Nope. Here, this is like I said. The main thing that was here that you guys interacted with was the nice bakery that you guys went to for breakfast, basically every morning.
I'm sorry. Wait, no. Tahani, don't you have a package of fox clothes to pick up here?
Oh, yeah.
That is indeed here.
Yeah.
There was the tailor that made nothing but clothing for smaller animals.
There you go.
Yes.
Perhaps you're gonna want to pick those up on our way through. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So we'll go that way.
Okay. Travel
Maybe
through-
they can make something for Ron.
He is not a small animal.
But he is an animal.
Okay. So you stop at the shop. It is open currently.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is getting towards the end of business hours, but it is open currently. You go inside and ring the little bell, and the little halfling woman comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Goes, how can I help you?
We had ordered something for a Jasper here.
She looks down at you. Oh, he's so cute. Same reaction that she had last time, and then she goes, "Oh yes, I still have it here. You never came back for them. I was worried you might not. I was gonna actually wait till the end of the month and then put them on display in the window, and maybe somebody else would have purchased them. But here you are."
Oh, thank you.
She brings them out for you. She gives you this little nicely wrapped package.
Oh, thank you so much. And can I don something on Jasper?
Yeah, you can pick up Jasper, put him on the little table that she has, open the package, and put his little like suit coat and hat on him.
Oh my god.
Ah,
Roll me a handle animal check though. Let's see how well he takes to it. Okay, he's fine. You can tell he's not thrilled with the hat. The coat's fine. It's the hat that kind of bothers him. He shakes his head every once in a while. But this woman is very good at what she does, so the hat stays on.
Oh, thank you so much. And what do I owe you?
You've already paid.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
Yep, you paid for him last time before.
I
Awesome.
mean,
Thank
you.
Thank you so very much.
Oh, well, you're welcome. If you ever want anything in the future, please come back to me.
Is there a size limit to?
She's like, I think the largest thing I've ever clothed was a mastiff.
So an owlbear would be out of.
Owl and a bear? I mean, I could do the owl, that's no problem. A bear, I don't know. I haven't done anything that large. It'd be quite the challenge.
Are-
I'm assuming it is a trained and docile bear.
Well, are you
Just invite.
familiar with some of the local native wildlife in the forest?
I mean, I've lived here all my life. I've only lived in the city, though. I don't frequent the travel.
I don't want to, shock you, but if you want to see what an owlbear looks like. There happens to be one outside.
She goes and like peeks out the window and goes, "Oh heavens! I've heard of these creatures. I know of the guard, but I've never seen one in my. Is it dangerous?" She like looks over at you.
I mean, I'm not his handler. That may be a better question for his handler,
She
who
goes,
happens to be
"I-
outside.
He's already wearing such resplendent armor.
I
Well,
was,
if his master would ever like formal wear, you know where to send them."
oh, I will. Do you have a business card for me to share?
Certainly. Goes over behind her desk, pulls out like a little paper card, has like a stamp on it, hands it to you.
Thank you so much.
Hmm.
And I will take Jasper outside.
Okay.
And
Jasper comes out prancing in his like his little suit. Still shakes his head every once in a while. But
what does
Jasper.
everyone think?
I think this whole premise is absolutely ridiculous, but he does look pretty cute.
That's a thing.
What do you think?
He's adorable.
Hey. I got you a card in case you wanna run up.
Thank you.
I kind of
I think
look at Corin and I'm like, yeah, you get used to it. Like,
a top hat might be really dashing for him.
Or a bow tie.
Or a bow tie.
yeah. Or his armor. All right.
You guys just Runt just suddenly snorts, like shakes his head, and, like turns a little bit.
Uh huh.
Anyway.
All right, let's head. Should we go to the barracks first and see if we can find the captain before we try Tiggerbockens? What kind of day is it? Time wise,
It's just like late afternoon.
probably have time.
It hasn't been. Yeah, you should have time.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, you figure you'll want to go talk to the captain. And then after that, if you want to try Tiggerbockens before it gets dark out, you should head there first and then figure out food. But
Right, and if Tiggerbockens isn't open for some reason, then we would also have an opportunity to still find lodging.
yep, correct.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Okay,
Let's find
Yes.
ourselves Captain Bilford.
guys, head to the barracks. Which is where you met Phila last time, briefly. Although outside the barracks, not inside the barracks. But so you guys know where the barracks is located. You head right there. Walk up. There are some Dawn's Guard standing watch, kind of outside of the building, which
Dawn's
wasn't there
Guard?
last. Not Dawn's Guard. Sorry, Summer Guard.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Yeah, no, Summer Guard. But last time there wasn't like a active Summer Guard contingent outside the building. Like they were
Right, but
you could
like,
knock on the door and get Philip. But now they're like stationed literally outside the building, not on the wall, at the door.
but like they got attacked last time we were.
That is true.
So like, not surprising.
That is true.
Yeah.
But they watch. As you guys get closer, they then notice Cora and Rosemont and Runt approaching, and they quickly converse. One of them darts inside, and the other one approaches. I'm sorry, we weren't made aware of your impending arrival. How could we be of assistance?
My wards were hoping to speak to Captain Bilford.
Looks around at the sort of ragtag crew that you have with you. It's just like, certainly. I'm not sure if she's back from her walk yet, but yeah, we will certainly let her know that you're here. Please come this way. He leads you around the side of the building to kind of where there's a set of large sliding, like almost like barn doors on the side of the building. He quickly raps on them. Then you hear some clinking noises, something heavy sliding, and then the doors slide open.
Sure.
And then inside there is a stable. Looks like it's probably about 8 stables, 4 on each side. And then there's a like stone wall with a single door that goes through it. There's only a couple horses in here. They move the horses all to one side of the stable,
Yeah.
close the gates on them, lock them in there tight. They turn the horses around so they're facing at the wall, not into the
Hmm.
aisle. Put the blinders on them. And they're like, okay, well, you can have your companion stay on this side as long as he doesn't go after the horses. I'm assuming he won't, though.
He's good.
Yep. So you get Runt settled into one of the stalls. He's not happy about it. He hates being in a stable, but he'll deal with it, as he's trained to do.
What is a grumpy owlbear aesthetic?
He's not grumpy yet. He's just like mildly annoyed.
Ugh.
Right, exactly. Like it gives you this look like we better not be here long.
Yeah.
Be here.
We won't.
Okay. Yeah. And then they lead the rest of you in through the door into a hallway, take you down through another set of double doors on the right. Opens up into a sort of like large area with a big table in the middle of the room, a bunch of chairs around it, and they tell you, this is where you can wait for Captain Bilford. She's not here yet. She should be back in the next 20 minutes or so. She should just be finishing up her checks along the wall.
Thank you kindly.
Very good.
Okay. So they leave you alone. So about 15 minutes goes by, and then there's a knock on the door, and then it opens slowly, and in steps a female wearing the sort of green and red armaments of a summer guard. She steps in. She has sort of a long spear slung over her back as she comes in. Turns and looks at you all. So she is human. Long blonde hair. Looks probably late 30s is what you would guess.
Now, have we seen her before?
You have not, no.
So it was someone else that was obviously
time-
in, because like there was an office that Phila was in this barrack that we went in to go
Yep,
and see.
the sergeant's office, yeah.
Sergeant's.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So she walks in and looks around and goes, looks, around, looks and sees, of course, Corin's armor and stuff, looks at him and just nods. Goes, so lovely of you to drop by. We didn't get any advance notice, so I do apologize. How is it that the summer guard here in Dawn's Rise may be of assistance?
My wards, as we were entering the city, we were told to stay away from the Dawn's Watch. We were hoping that you might have more information about what exactly it is that they've gotten up to and what we should be cautious about while we're here.
Well, ever since Vanderheck says that he was assaulted by Sergeant Phila, who I'm assuming you're probably aware of at least.
I am?
Yeah, so Vanderheck says that Lady Illustria and Phila attacked him. So ever since then, the Dawn's Watch has been patrolling more and rounding up criminals left and right. And from what I understand it, their prison is actually getting close to being full.
What prisoners are they taking?
Well, they say they're all criminals. From what I can tell, they are criminals, but they appear to be, taking anybody in for any offense they possibly can, even minor ones.
like they are trying to just get some sort of critical mass of people for something?
I don't know why they would be doing that. Vanderhex has always had a disdain for Lowborn. Particularly hates the Shades. So rounding them up and getting as much of them off the streets and out of the good folks' hair.
Captain, you've had the misfortune of having to work with this individual inside of the city now for how long?
Oh, I've been here for almost 15 years.
Oh. Well, thank you for that service. Do you know Phila very well?
He passed through every so often. The last time I talked to him was when he came through with that girl.
Right.
Seems like a good man, so let's just say we have our doubts.
Well, may we speak plainly in here?
She like closes the door.
So, we're not here to cause any undue trouble, as it were.
Good.
But we are definitely here to clear Phila's name.
Also good.
We have been combating a subversive element within both here, Dawn's Rise, as well as Summerhome. Of subversive. That we believe.
As you're talking to her, she just takes off her spear, leans it against the wall, walks over, pulls out a chair, just kind of sits down. It is much more casual currently than she was when she first walked in.
Who has that drow amulet? Or there's a crown, right? Something like that. We have like a circlet. Somebody has something that detects drow.
Right.
Is it
I
you?
thought
That's
You do?
Amaris?
Somebody's wearing it.
I have an amulet that detects elementals.
Yeah, she has one that detects elementals, not
No,
one that detects
I think it's
drow.
you. I think it's you,
a
Tommy.
little. Somebody has not a piece of jewelry. It's a stone.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Emrys has the amulet for elementals.
Okay.
But yes, Tiggerbakken made you guys. Not Tiggerbakken. Fizzlepuck made you guys the stone that lights up when drow are close.
Didn't
by.
he put it in like? Didn't we found like a choker, right? Like a piece of jewelry, and didn't he set it in that?
He might have.
Yeah.
But
Anyways.
yeah. Either way, you guys have something that does that. Yes.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that, like, before I open my mouth to go any further, I want to make sure that I can see that somebody in our party is wearing it.
Correct. Yeah. Somebody has it, and it's not glowing.
Sure. Okay.
Is it the Rose Prism stone?
No, it's something
No.
else.
No.
It was sort of a plot device and not really like a crazy magical item, so I'm not surprised nobody
Yeah.
put it on their sheets. But it's
It
important.
does exist. Yeah.
Well, so we've been trying to combat Drow elves. You familiar with them?
I know I've heard some things about them from before my time, but
So
other than that, I'm not.
they have been using their capacity for disguise and illusion to place themselves within different places of power within the organizations, as well as using other folks to try to further their own agendas. We actually drove a force of them out from underneath Summerhome, and we actually have a pretty good suspicion. We actually found a bunch of them here underneath Dawn's Rise, back when when the fires started, actually down in the shades.
She goes, So right around a month ago.
Give or take. And I kind of like...
Yeah, it's been about a month since.
Yeah, no, I'd like look sideways a little bit. I'm just kind of like, yeah, she's putting it all together. That was us. Like that. Like, yeah, we might have brought the girl into town.
Right. Right. Okay.
Right.
Well,
So, we are here, and thankfully, Torin has been assigned to us by Gorian to help, work with you, kind of solve your little Dawn's Watch problem, while also clearing Phila's name and furthering our assistance with the subterfuge in your city. So, cards on the table. What do you know that could help us?
well, cards on the table. This is the first I've heard of any drow incursion.
Right, which is why they've been doing their job properly. The only people that really knew about it were Lady Alestria herself and Philip.
I mean, I'll provide you any knowledge that I have that I can. I'll answer any questions, provide you any knowledge that I can that I know of. Willing to help out in any capacity I can that isn't a direct action against the Dawn's Watch.
Totally understand.
Yep.
Can't have a sort of civil war starting in the city.
No, not at least until we can prove that either Bartholomew himself is actually a plant, drow elf in his own right, or whether he's just sort of puppet work.
I would be okay with either one, and then
Right.
being able to run a sword right through his smug face.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's not very.
Did he cross you in particular?
He's been a constant thorn in my side since I took this post. He has been in his station for a period.
How long?
I think he's going on 35 years.
Whoa.
Well, is he aging?
Well, he's not fully human, so he lives a bit longer than most of us.
I'll just kind of look over at the party of it. It's convenient. Yeah, convenient.
Convenient.
Does she come out? Does he come out during the day?
He does. You guys yourselves witnessed him out during the daylight.
Yeah, I know.
Does he not like garlic?
Right.
Now that you mention it, no.
But
Doesn't mean that that's not what they're doing with all those prisoners.
Oh
so I'm thinking that there's got to be some reason for prisoners shipping them off via one of those portals, very much like ones we saw, for some sort of slave. Or worse than that, potentially they're going to be used and sacrificed some sort of ritual to the other. That's how I will.
Well, I can tell you that so far they have only been catching the criminals that are not great at their jobs.
What do you mean?
Well,
The ones who are
Easy to catch.
right, just your generic like pickpockets, even down to just kids grabbing fruit off of tables and running are being taken currently. She's like, the more organized elements in the city have yet to been affected.
Where is this prison that they hold all of these prisoners at?
You guys remember because you guys have been there. You guys were locked up in part of it. It's at Dawn's Watch HQ.
Well, some of us were. That was like
That was
members or
me.
something.
Some of you were, yeah.
It was definitely me.
The rest of us bailed you out or something like that.
So I just remember somebody was in prison. That's all.
All that happened while I was sleeping.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
asleep. Yep, you were also in prison, but you were asleep.
Oh, is that? Oh, that was after the drow fucking shot me under the table, right?
Yep, that was that.
Right. Okay.
Oh, it was everyone except me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's why I don't remember.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I guess we've got a couple different things in front of us. sounds like this prison is something we need to deal with. But at the same time, we need to try to find if there's some sort of connection with Vanderhex. Not sure how we can do that short of breaking in, ransacking his office, or somebody casting some high-level mind magic. I don't know.
So Galinda looks at you and goes, "Well, I can't suggest a direct approach, as he has quite a number of men working for him.
Right.
And if there are, as you say, those in place to either help or he's been placed to do this, then you're probably going up somebody that's a little, either prepared or just strong and powerful.
Right.
So I don't know about the direct approach.
What about the indirect approach?
Well, if you're not doing the direct approach, that's the only other approach, right?
As far as indirect goes, I mean, one of our few choices is to get captured ourselves, but that's going to put us all in a really tough position, all of us. Then we got one person, and how do we make? I don't know. Can we try to get the help of the folks in the shades, of those true criminal elements that are looking?
I was just like, that would be my suggestion, as my understanding is that they know how to get each other out of that same prison. So if they know how to get someone out, they probably know how to get somebody in.
Right.
Interesting.
Any idea for some names we should start chasing down?
Just give me 1 second and I will go get a book out of my office.
Great, thank you.
Gets up, leaves. She comes back just a few minutes later carrying like a small little notebook that she has. She opens it up, she flips a few pages. I have a group that you can pursue. I don't have a name. Well, I have a name, but I don't know if it's a real name or not. So the name of the group is called the Night Runners. Their operations are mostly smuggling of sorts.
Yeah, who are they being run by?
His last name is his name is Gex, as far as I understand it.
Gex, huh?
Yep, Gex, Gex. No, it is not. What's his face?
I mean, it sounded so familiar, but I wasn't gonna like.
They were like.
Wasn't gonna lead
They
on.
were like riverboat smugglers. Like this is like somebody who smuggles stuff inside the city.
So might Gex have worked as
maybe
another distribution line with Shaw?
Yep.
Maybe, yeah.
Yep, they may have known each other.
Okay, that's worth considering.
Yep, Gex and his crew is called the Night Runners.
Okay.
She's like, there is, and she's like, the most recent thing I heard is that there is a big job coming up. Somebody putting up a lot of money and looking to hire a crew to do it. And there's a couple different parties that want the job. And they're setting up a meet between all the parties to figure out who's going to take it. And that should be happening soon.
Is that happening at Smitty's by chance?
No. Smitty's doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, it fell in the fire?
Unfortunately. Or fortunately.
What else fell in the fire?
She's like, it's some just areas in the slums for the most part. One small section of Helios Square along the south. Not sure if that fire was actually related or if that was just one of those.
We're pretty
students.
sure that was actually set by Distraction City.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Possibly.
we uncovered some really creepy things actually. Chapel Fire, and that kind of got us really hands deep into this investigation.
Okay. Well.
All right. Well, I guess then we got to try to find out where the bids on this job is, and let's go there. See if we can at least get to this Gex. I mean, it sounds to me too suspicious, right? That there's like a really big smuggling job, and that the Dawn's Watch has been like arresting a whole bunch of people and putting them all in a prison that's now too full, and they need to like move. Maybe, you know.
Oh, she's like, oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. There could definitely be some sort of connection.
Yep, some secondary motive.
So yeah. In that case, let's go see if that house is open.
Yep.
And if it is, we can at least leave our traveling stuff there.
Yep.
And then maybe we can find our way down into the shades and see if we can find Gex.
All right, sounds good.
Captain,
She's like, oh, you won't find him in the shades.
Oh, where is he?
My belief is that Gex actually operates at a First Light.
Really? You don't say.
Yep. She's like, but more than likely, it'll probably be better for you to head into the sewers.
I'm
That
sorry,
is
what?
where this large meeting is taking place.
Oh. We do know an entrance to the sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, so
You
let's
do.
check the house.
Is
and
that
see-
happening tonight, you said?
No, a few nights from now.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, Captain, what would be a huge help is if you happen to hear any more specifics about where that meeting might be.
She's like, oh, I've already heard. It's happening at some place called the Conflux.
All right. Well, if there's any change in when this is supposed to be happening, and it happens to hit your ears,
If I
because
hear,
I
will
know
let
you are so apt to keep your ear out, then that would be fantastic. We would
She's like,
appreciate it.
she's like, the Dawn's Watch. They may say they're going to protect the city, but when it comes down to it, it'll be us that actually protects the city.
Ooh, dear.
We all know that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you all for your help.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hopefully, you get that bastard.
Ooh, dear.
Yeah.
Hope so too.
Yeah, we have some in our party that would like to see his head on the separate from. So, is there a particular part of him you'd like me to bring to you?
I would like you to bring all of him to me.
Ooh.
If it turns out that he is truly a traitor,
Right.
I would very much appreciate being the one to carry out his sentence.
Oh, you want him alive.
Well,
Okay, that's gonna be hard. Okay.
I understand if that's not possible, but if it is, I would appreciate it.
well, if we
Should
do
we-
happen to capture him alive, would be we would be more than happy to allow you the big public reveal and the fanfare. That would be great. But if you need an executioner, I think there's one that would volunteer. And I'll kind of like look over to Emrys real quick. And like lean over, do the slow look, you know.
Are there any messages you would like us to pass on? If we need to quicken things.
I'm sure there are messages that you will convey yourselves. So
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go check that house.
okay.
Yep.
All right, so you guys leave. As you go to leave, she will tell you one final tidbit, which is if you're going to be if she looks over and she's like, "Which one are you?" That's what she says to Corin.
I don't know what that means.
She's like, she basically is asking, "Who are you? Like, which Ibis Ursine guard are you?"
I'm Corin, Captain.
Yeah, Corin and his companion, they kind
Runt.
of Runt. Corin and Runt, they will attract attention. So the more you can keep them out of the public eye might be the better for you if you're trying to stay away from the Dawn's Watch. Because even if the Dawn's Watch themselves don't see you, they will eventually hear rumblings about an owlbear guard being in the city.
Appreciate that. There, would it be all right if we needed to behave in a manner which was a little bit more subtle? Would you oblige us the use of your stables for a little bit longer? Should we need them?
It is most likely safer for him to be in a private stable as to being on Summer Guard premises. If the Dawn Watch shows up asking questions, poking around.
Right.
That track. Thank you very much for your counsel as always.
You're welcome.
Maybe you should get another outfit to wear while we're here. Gorn.
I don't think it.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Right.
And a matching one for his owlbear.
We just get something that looks like a cart. Put it over.
It's
us.
like we come back to Dawn's Rise, and all of a sudden, it's like y'all are children again. Like, I know we had fun here, but come on, we got something to do.
All
Let's
right.
go touch the rock.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Corn hasn't touched the rock.
If I'm not mistaken, neither one of y'all have touched that rock.
I
The
have touched
magic rock.
There's a that's how we got Jasper. I touched a rock.
Hold on. Emrys
Yep.
has not touched.
I have not
Emrys is
touched
the one
that.
who has not touched it.
I don't like magic.
Right.
It's not magic.
Rowan became part fish.
And I like take off my glove, and I'm like,
Heartfish.
and I'm like, I show the webbing all throughout my hands. Posing.
I don't like magic.
Glove back on.
It complicates things.
All right.
Okay.
I guess you don't have to touch the rock.
So we'll find Tiggerbockens.
Okay, you guys easily find your way to Tiggerbocken's townhouse.
Is it open?
It is not it is locked.
I am not proficient at.
Is it like that door at the other
I
place
am
that we just walked through?
proficient. I will cast a spell. I will knock on the door.
Okay. So make a caster level check. The plus 10 bonus.
All right, so just roll my. Is this cast roll? Yes. Is this cast roll check? Hey, it is.
Hey. Oh,
Plus
yeah, you
10.
unlock it. Yep, you unlock it,
36.
no problem.
All right. Ta-da! Welcome home, y'all.
Yep. Okay. So you guys go inside, squeeze Runt through the door. Luckily, Runt is one of these smaller owl bears, so he does fit through the medium-sized doorway.
Okay.
Go inside, look around. Roll me a perception roll, Rowan. It looks like nobody's been here since you all left the last time.
All right. Rowan looks like slightly disappointed when he like seems to pick things up that were like in exactly the same spot as we left them,
Yep.
like a cup or a plate or something.
Yep.
All right, well, y'all, this is home while we're here, I guess. Safest place as any.
Yep.
All right.
Jokes.
Is there a spare key?
The spare key.
Uh,
No one has our key.
I assume that we're going to draw less attention to ourselves so we don't have to break into our home for our stay.
Did
every time we
that
need to
seem
come here.
like it was breaking into you?
We knocked.
We knocked.
I just knocked. Also, we don't have to lock the door when we. Quick, everyone, look for the key. There's got to be a spare key around here somewhere.
Okay, it takes a little while, but eventually you guys find one. That
All right.
works.
Fantastic.
You guys start going through, and you guys find that Tiggerbakken definitely is like a pack rat. As they're opening drawers, you're like, there's probably just silverware in here. You open it up, and you're like, nope, that's a bunch of thread needles. What the hell?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we found a key. We have a key.
You do have a key.
Then,
You actually probably find the key that Tiggerbakken lost, because now that you guys think about it, you guys don't ever remember Tiggerbakken having a key.
no, like I would imagine he'd always basically just knock. Like,
He didn't use knock. No, he just picked the lock every time.
Oh,
Oh my god.
his key was a hairpin the whole time. Okay.
But yeah, so you guys, there's a couple bedrooms and stuff that can be used or whatever. When you're like, Runt, we're staying here. Runt like looks around, walks over to the couch, and then kind of climbs on top of it, just lays on it.
That'll do.
All right.
About 5 minutes later, you hear, as the couch is now flat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with him.
is he used to sitting on furniture?
He sits where he wants.
Oh, okay. That sounds.
I will say that it is part of Runt's personality that when he's indoors and there's furniture around, he's always trying to climb on top of it.
He likes to be up.
He likes to be up. Oh god.
Does that include
Hearing me.
tables?
No,
Alright.
he doesn't climb on tables. More like comfy furniture.
Copy furniture.
Okay. So, I will offer whatever rooms to the ladies for their.
You know that in the upstairs there are 2 bedrooms. Each one has like a larger size bed in it.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 bedrooms that exist.
So I
And
will.
there's like the living room area, which has the couch that Runt is currently on, dining room / kitchen area, and there's another like seating parlor that has just a couple chairs in it.
Yeah, like I figured that
It's
if
also
we
where
like,
there's a large like bench that it was apparently like Tiggerbakken's workbench.
I figured like if we like slide the chairs out, we could just bedroll or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's more than enough space for everybody to bunk down.
Yeah. All right. So that'll work. Let's do that. And I guess we should probably food, yeah?
While I'm upstairs in the bedroom, I'm gonna use my stone of far speech
Mm-hmm.
and tell Raspin, just FYI, we're borrowing Tiggerbakken's place in First Dawn.
Dawn's Rise.
Dawn's Rise.
Okay.
In case he has motion sensor thing down here.
All right. You you wait for a while, but you don't get a response.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So for food, it's very easy for somebody, whoever wants to do it, to like run to a nearby spot, get some food, and come back.
I will gladly do that.
Okay. Millet goes, gets some food, brings it back. It's a lot of meat and cheese and alcohol.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everything a growing boy needs.
Cheese and alcohol.
Yep. So you guys eat, go to sleep for the night, wake up the next day. What do you guys want to do?
Should
You
we
guys
head
know
to
that not this night, but the next night is when the meeting is apparently happening.
Should we go to the sewers and try to find our way around?
I mean, we need to find out where the meeting is.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was in the sewers.
So we're just gonna wander around the sewers until we find it.
I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, like, I just kind of sit here and I think about, if there's anyone else that is part of this meeting that might be occasionally, like, we don't want to bring extra attention to ourselves, let alone space, that this meeting's going to happen in. Because if we're caught snooping around, then maybe they're going to move the meeting and then we're totally, right?
Right.
So I think we're probably in the best position to just kind of, if we can gather some information about, Gex and the Night Runners, or maybe find out more information about this big job or who else is bidding on it, that might be worthwhile, I guess.
Okay.
But I don't think we should be in the sewer. I think that might screw up our.
Okay.
Out of character, can we just buy another nice pair of orange shoes?
You want another pair of nice orange shoes? What, for you or for the owl?
No, for that rat guy.
Oh, see, I was wondering that too.
You
'Cause, like-
could.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that guy.
Yeah, like
That's
it's
how you guys got down to the sewers last time.
yeah, and he'll tell us where to go too.
Yeah.
You might be able to.
Yeah. All right, but like he liked orange specifically, right?
Yeah, they had to be orange.
He likes to eat them.
Yeah.
Yep. It was bright orange leather.
Because I asked, like, does it matter about the size? And they're like, no.
No,
All right.
size doesn't matter. It was bright orange leather is what it had to be.
All right, then
It's a
let's
specific dye.
then let's go and get those made. It's a good idea.
So you mean to tell me that you're going to find this meeting by going shopping for shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. Yep. You're gonna have to trust us.
Orange leather shoes.
Specifically orange. There's a specific tint and shade of orange, which is important. Yeah, we've done this before.
Aren't you glad you found us?
Glad is a word. Lead on. This is not the strangest thing that a ward has asked me to help with.
All right. That's
That
probably
is
true.
a story for overdrinks, sir. That is a story for
We need
overdrinks.
details. We
All
need
right.
details.
So you guys remember last time when you went and you found these shoes, you guys had to go to First Light to find them.
Yeah.
So are you guys just gonna head straight to like the same shop?
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Yeah.
Jasper is prancing down.
Absolutely the same
Um,
shop.
Corin, do you take Runt with you?
Hey Ron, how do you feel about staying here?
He just like looks at you like
Can I,
I'll bring back some food.
and then he like curls up back on the,
Curls up
broken
again, yeah.
sofa. Back on the
There
broken
you go,
sofa.
there you go. All right, as long as we get like a turkey or something on our way back, we'll be good.
please tell me he does the circle, circle, circle flop.
It's more like he was like half laying on it anyway, so he just kind of half repositioned himself like a cat does. Like the front half of them gets up and then moves over and then lays back down. That's all I did.
Aw.
That's all I did.
All right.
All right, so you guys head to that. You guys head down to First Light, head back to that shop, walk in. All sorts of super expensive, insanely nice looking women's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes.
You guys look around and do not see you guys do see an orange pair, but they are not the right color orange. They're kind of like a lighter pale orange.
Well, we'll wait until we catch
Yep.
the attention of somebody.
Yep. There's just happens to be somebody else in here shopping, which is so once it's the same guy that you guys interacted with last time.
Perfect.
Finishes with a customer, comes over and goes, how may I be of service? As he like kind of looks some of you over. But then he looks at
So-
Jasper and goes, oh, how adorable.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ. We were here about a month ago, and we picked up a pair of your special orange, very specific, almost tangerine tone to the leather, which was just spectacular.
He goes, well, yes. What do you?
We'd like another pair.
Oh, what did you do? Destroy the other ones and like walks over to a book.
And I'm like,
walks over behind the counter.
yeah, the heel kind of.
Well, if you have them, I could certainly just repair them.
We don't.
Opens the book, starts flipping through. You said about a month ago.
Right.
Flips, 5 or 6 pages, goes down a list, and goes, ah, yes, the pumps.
Right.
The pumps.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything in that shade currently. I could get some, but I'd have to get the dye. It'd probably take about a week.
Is there any way you might be able to rush the process even a little bit? We've got only really about a couple days here before we got to move on, and it's a real shame to leave without them.
Paid for faster delivery. I could probably have it in about 5, but it's going to increase the cost a bit.
5 days is still too much.
Do you know anyone else in town who might have that shade?
No.
Like he's gonna tell us.
Right, that. That's why I didn't ask. I'm like, yeah, yes, let me talk you out of the sale, please.
I do have this shade of orange over here.
And does he like motion to the one that we looked at already?
Yep, he sure does.
And I look at him and I kind of do one of these.
I had to try.
We came here because your shoes were period.
I don't disagree with you.
Well,
sorry, that's 5 days the best that I can do.
I'll look
If you
at
had the dye, how long would it take?
To make them?
Yep.
If I had the dye, the leather. Could probably do it in 2 days, but that would be highly expensive as I would not be able to work on anything else during that time.
Of course, your time is valuable.
And of course.
What are we talking?
If you were able to provide the dye, 500 gold pieces.
Well, I guess we have to get ourselves on the hunt then.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Turn around and leave. We may have to find another way into the suit.
So they have to be the exact shade of orange?
There's a specific, from what you understand, there was a specific shade that you were told to look for because it was done with a very specific dye.
And it was the dye itself was made them to this rat folk.
So we
eats
find
women's
this
shoes.
dye, and we just get a bunch of leather.
Yeah, we got like carte blanche into the sewers every time, but like I don't know. I mean, I don't know where we're gonna find that. I'm gonna just start going shopping. Can, but I mean, even make the shoes. 500 gold pieces is a lot.
Yeah.
The shoes don't matter. And we're gonna.
Yeah. Alright.
Jason couldn't have just been like, "Yeah, here, have another pair." No problem.
Yeah,
No. Alright.
Yes, here, let's just make everything easy for you.
Is not intended. I mean, like, We could look around if are there any other shoe shops like that around, or
I mean, you can ask around and look. Yeah.
can we ask like a couple people that we pass by in the neighborhood aside from
Sure.
pass by there aside from here? Where's the best place to buy shoes?
You certainly can. I mean, you can make a diplomacy check and.
If I stop if I stop a charming young woman, it might be 14.
They look at you and go, "There's a great place right down the road here," and they point right back to the shoe store you came from.
Right, I said other than that.
Oh, there's a few more on the other side of the district.
Right. Quick directions. I might be able to find it right
Yeah.
quick.
Just so you guys are
This way, that
currently-
way.
You guys are know you're down this way. She
Mhm.
basically tells you to go up here.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly where. I live on this side, so I always go over there.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'm like prepared to look in this area for some stores, and that's about as far as I'm prepared. Guys, check and see what's up. But if we get
Okay.
told no a couple more times, then
You guys
Clearly,
can
Jason's
go ahead and
like
go
me.
up to that other, go up to the northern section, basically.
Hmm.
You can just make perception rolls to look around for the shoe stores if you like.
help out, y'all.
I'm
Yeah, Corin.
Corin apparently
Maven
is
of
very
fashion.
good to helping people look for ridiculous things that they want to purchase.
I'm
Very
used to it.
clearly.
So he's just like there. Like you guys are just wandering around. He's just like, there they are.
Perfect.
He doesn't even like look directly at either one. He's like looking directly in the center and just sees them both. Just there they are.
Okay.
So you guys go to one.
All right.
So you go to the first one. No dice.
Okay.
Second one. So they have a pair that are not finished yet, but he does have one with the correct die that he is currently working on.
Oh. And how long will they take to finish?
He's like, well, I have a few other pieces that have been paid for up front. This is my own personal project just to build and then put on display and hopefully sell. So I don't think I'd have them finished for another week. However, if you were to pay for them up front, then that would be bumped up probably to a couple days.
Well, if you can have these ready for us by the morning, 2 days from now, like a day and a half, give or
I
take.
thought it was tomorrow morning.
Yep. So you would need them before tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is when the meeting is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we need them by like tomorrow lunch.
Have to jump some customers in line, which is not something I like to do.
Really important gift. Dear friend. We don't get them these precise color, then we are literally going to be up a shit creek.
Well, taking into account, the possibility of my other customers' ire and the materials and the effort put in and the timing, 200 gold.
I think that's amenable. Make that happen.
Yep. Yeah, I think last time you guys paid 150 for the
Yeah.
pair of shoes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
so
it's
only a little
it's
bit more.
pretty reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll pay for the shoes.
Okay.
I'll
It's
put
like,
the two
okay. Come at the lunch hour tomorrow, and you shall have them.
shake hands.
Yep.
Great deal. Thank you very much. All right. I feel good about this. Fantastic.
Okay. What would you like to do for the rest of the day? I guess it's probably only early afternoon. It's not even noon yet.
Yeah.
Could we perhaps try some more traditional methods of trying to figure out where the meeting you're going to is?
Absolutely.
In case your orange shoes do not pay off.
You sound
So-
like you don't believe us.
So, Corin, listen. And I'll like make sure nobody's paying attention. I'll lean over and I'm like, So there's this like magical rat god that lives inside the sewer, and he's like about as tall as you are, maybe taller. And he actually resides over this like web of acidic slime, but he seems to know absolutely everything that happens in the city and underneath the sewer. So the last time that we had to navigate the sewer and find something that was extremely hidden that we would have had no right whatsoever to be able to access, this rat god gave us, the precise location and the safest way to get there. The cost for that information was a pair of shoes precisely the same color and dye of the ones that we just ordered. So that's why we're going through all of this, just so you're aware.
He likes
You-
shoes.
You want to not believe him, and you want it to be an outright lie, but somehow it's just not.
It's just not.
I don't know if I should feel better or worse about how serious you are about this.
It's a crime. But yeah, by all means, let's go investigate. Lead on.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do to like? How would you like to go about trying to find out the
I-
information that you're looking for? Like, what is specific information you're looking for, and how are you trying to find it?
I guess we could go to taverns stuff in the nice area.
So I think the information we want is we want to know who are the smuggling companies that are making the bids on the big job
Mm-hmm.
that's the information we want. And I think the best place to get some of that is in the Shades. If the criminal element is still there, I recognize that Gex is working out of the area we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah, but-
don't think those types of people are gonna know that.
But I also don't want to risk running into trouble in the Shades.
I mean, the only trouble we really have to worry about is Willick winning another fucking bird race.
Yeah.
They don't think that they'll see Corin and like.
Well, I mean,
You guys don't have Runt with you, and for the and, like Corin can always like put a
Cloak
cloak on
up.
and cover his
I
armor.
will
Yeah,
buy a cloak.
You buy a cloak.
yeah. He's also smaller. Like so you guys can kind of
People are probably just going
stand
to assume I'm a
around
child.
him, and he.
I think so
won't
too.
believe you. Yeah. You guys should feel like you should be okay. It's more like keep your eye out. If you see Dawn Watch, kind of try to avoid them, that kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay.
But
And
you're much less standing out now that you don't have Runt with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's the best place to try to find. But
Okay.
I mean, if we can find out who else is bidding other than Gex, then maybe we can try to. If we find out where they are, I mean, we still got at least 12 hours before we're going to find ourselves in the conflict.
I mean, we could also start asking around about any groups that might have grudges against the Dawn's Watch that may or may not be helpful.
Yeah.
There might-
Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, entirely possible. Who knows? Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go try to find it.
Okay. So where do you want to try to find that information? Which district are you going to?
Shade.
You guys are going to go to the Shades. Okay. So you head to the
I vote the Shades. Is that where?
That-
Anyone else?
That's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. As we're going, I'm gonna ask Corin. Is Runt gonna be okay? Should we go back and let him out?
If he wants to get out, he will get out.
I meant more like.
Those frightening words have just come out of Corin's mouth.
Right. I'm like, oh god.
If he wants out, you're not going to stop him.
I'm
Least he's
more
honest.
so meant if he needs to relieve himself.
He's usually pretty good, and if he isn't, I will take care of it.
All right.
Uh,
I pick up
Alright.
Jasper and continue walking.
Yep. So you guys head to the Shades. So So now that you're actually in wandering around the shades as you're trying to gather the information and stuff, you guys can see the kind of extent of the damage of the fires. There's a couple areas that were obviously heavily hit, like whole runs of like buildings and houses and stuff in the slums that are just completely destroyed by the fire.
Hmm.
But even so, overall, it's a large district, and it's not like the whole district was burned down. It's just like these small little localized areas. So I guess anybody who wants to try and gather some information can roll some either diplomacy checks, intimidate checks, knowledge local, however it is you're trying to find the information. Okay, Willick and Tahani beating people up.
I don't know. My intimidate's a little bit higher, but I feel like
Words, asking questions, and just talking to people.
I feel like I'm gonna
Relic
try
also
that.
just talking to people.
What am I doing? I'll intimidate.
Yeah, and Emerson, like Willick and Tahani are doing a pretty good job of scaring people. Then Emerson just comes up and they just start spouting information, very scaredly. Anyway, so between all of you, overall with the rolls, you guys did relatively well. So you guys, through the course of the day, get a fair bit of information, bits here and there, and stuff like that. So the first bit of information we'll go into is that you guys learn about the fires themselves and what happened, kind of while you were running. Is that one good thing about the Dawn's Watch is that they organize rather quickly when that kind of thing happens, and it's actually because of the Dawn's Watch that the fire didn't spread much further than what it did. The only place that you guys hear of that where it actually spread into another district is this little bit right here, where there's these couple buildings that are a little bit placed a little too far out or whatever. The fire apparently jumped over to the bottom of Helios Square.
Yeah.
And traveled through a couple buildings there.
Gotcha.
That is what you hear there. Then you also attach to that hear a rumor that the fire actually didn't jump, that another fire started in Helios Square separate from the fires of the Shades.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
It burned down the house of a very prominent member of a professor and member of the board for the Helios Academy.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Was it hold on. Got it. Was it Professor Arca?
It was not. No, it was not any of the professors that you have met
Okay.
or interacted with. Nope. Let's see. It was Professor Reginald Quess.
And any idea why his house of all would have been burned down? And did he stay in town? Did he leave? What?
The university apparently purchased another place for him to live, so he has another house in Helios Square. That nobody knows. Like, there's no like rumor as to why his house was burned down. Just that the fire did not jump from the Shades to Helios Square.
Was he in his house at the time of the fire?
From what you could find out, yes, he was.
So, not unlike the Drow using the chapel fire to try to hide the real bodies when the doppelgangers are out and about?
Was there anything unusual about the response time of the Dawn's Watch to the fires?
Now that you mention it, there happened to be a larger presence of Dawn Watch in the Shades that day.
Ooh.
Specifically in the areas that fire started.
So, did they really put out the fires, or did they start them also? We think they.
Let's see. What? Okay, so that's as far as the fires and stuff like that.
What was the professor's name?
Reginald Quess.
Oh,
Yeah, Reginald Quess.
I didn't write it down immediately because I wasn't sure it was going to be important. But now I'm writing it down.
I wrote
It- it-
Reginald Press.
No, Quest. Quess. Um, let's see. So, as far as the meeting and stuff like that, you guys learned that there are 3 groups that are actively trying to get the job. There's the Night Runners, the Shadows, and the Iron Tusks. The Iron Tusks are not a group from Dawn's Rise.
Huh.
They are a outside group that operates sometimes in Dawn's Rise. Every once in a while they're here, but
Sure, but they don't make their home.
no. Correct.
Okay.
The Night Runners, you guys have heard, are
By Gex.
led by a mysterious man named Gex. The Shadows themselves are run by a man named Herschel Elrond. Herschel is a renowned cat burglar.
Oxman.
Mm-hmm. He's been seen around the shades. He's kind of been seen all over the city. Nobody knows exactly where he lives or anything like that. There's a lot of there. You guys do hear a rumor that it's believed that he lives in the sewers,
Oh.
or that's where he resides, because he kind of doesn't. Nobody's ever really seen him, even though people have tried to follow him and see where he goes or whatever. He always evades them and then just disappears. So there's a rumor that he lives in the cities, or in the sewers.
Is there any information about the job that's out there? Like how they say it's a big job, but like how big?
So nobody has any information about exactly what the job entails. Just that it has some sort of danger attached to it, and it pays extremely well.
Nobody
by
knows
extremely
nobody knows whether it's smuggling in or smuggling out.
Correct. Nobody knows which one it is. All they know is that it is smuggling of something, and that it pays 10,000 gold pieces.
Whoa.
What?
That's a lot.
That is a lot of money. Which is why there are 3 groups of people, including somebody from outside the city, trying to vie for it. The meeting apparently is happening the next night, which you know, in a locale known as the Conflux. The Conflux is thought to be the center of the city's sewer system. That is, it is where from most people's understanding, as it is something that is kind of kept quietly amongst the groups like the Night Runners, the Shadows, and the Iron Tusks themselves, as its exact location, but it's thought to be where a lot of the major pipelines and stuff of the sewers all kind of.
So it's about as like neutral as it can.
Yep. What I think about the Conflux is that it is, while most would assume that it's kind of located in or around underneath the center of the city, it is not, apparently.
Right. Yeah,
you do learn of also 2 other sewer entrances in the city.
Like 2 others other than the one that we know of?
The one that you know of.
Okay, where are they located?
So there apparently is a sewer entrance in Old Town itself. Although it is the most dangerous to use and access because the Dawn's Watch know about it.
Okay.
They don't know that people use the sewer system. At least people. Well, I mean, they know people are in the sewers, but they don't know that it's used as heavily as it is. But they know about it, so it's under constant guard.
Okay.
The other entrance resides in Gildan proper.
Isn't that the one we know of?
No, you guys know of the one in the slums, right?
Oh, okay.
Yep, you guys know the one in the slums, which that's the one that everybody brings up first when you guys are kind of trying to find out entrances, most of which are given to you under the intimidation scores, not really the diplomacy scores. But yeah, there is one in Gildan proper. Its location is actually not that far outside of the center square. It is actually it. Most people assume that it's not a sewer entrance because it is a well.
Oh, down the well into the sewer. Well, that might be where we come up.
Yep.
Neat.
The only other thing that you know that you learn about the sewers is that it is an intricate system of tunnels that is commonly referred to as the web by people that frequent it.
Especially based on what we've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you guys have been down there in a very small kind of localized area, and that was
Crazy.
Yep.
All right. Productive day.
As far as groups that dislike Vanderhex, because you guys did ask about that. You guys know everybody brings up the friction between the Dawn's Watch and the Summer Guard. That's the first thing that everybody spouts at you is that they do not like each other. It's
yeah, we know
has
that.
been known quantity for a while. However, there is a merchant guild. By the name of, as I scroll through this, Silver Coins. That resides throughout the city itself. Like they are in every single. They have members in every single district. That dislike Vanderhex.
You know why?
It appears as though recently a few of their members have been taken into custody as criminals. Yep, exactly. The guild, they were the official kind of charges brought against these guild members are racketeering and, cooking their books, that kind of stuff. The Silver Coins swear that they are all legitimate businesses and that this is some kind of setup.
They're all legitimate businesses. How much help can they give us? Although just because they're legitimate businesses doesn't mean they're being run by legitimate people.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's the other, like I said, you guys asked about people that do not like Vanderhex. Everybody tells you the Summer Guard, and then the other thing that comes up is the Silver Coins.
How do we recognize which businesses belong to the Silver Coin?
They are either, you can tell which ones they are because they're on all of their signs, similar to how it is in the Dawn's Forge. Well, the Dawn's Forge is this large area, but you guys saw Tiggerbocken's sign.
Yep.
For his store here that had like the little Dawn's Forge symbol. There's a sort of symbol like that, but it's like it looks like a silver coin on the bottom of the signs of their businesses.
All right. So, do we want to see if we can get some help, or do we want to find out what it is that we need help with first before we go and find it?
I guess we should find what help we need.
I don't think we're going to know the answer to that until we know what it is that we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Sounds solid. If that's the case, then yeah. What time is it after all that? Back after shaking down the shades.
If you guys go through that stuff, it's getting to be like later in the evening. It's probably getting to be around dinner time. Corin's probably like, we should go back and feed Runt.
Yep, before Runt eats something. Someone.
Yep.
No animals killing each other.
Yep.
We
So you guys make your way back home.
We get
Stop
a turkey.
along the way, get a bunch of food, including not just one turkey, but a couple turkeys. One turkey will not satisfy Runt, unfortunately.
Yeah. Didn't when we go to that like crazy place they had a whole boar?
Yep, you guys. Yeah, they had lots of stuff there.
Yeah.
Bring the whole boar home.
Okay.
I could be down with a whole boar.
2 whole boars. Says the man with the ring of sustenance. So funny.
So you guys get
Meetings of passion.
boars. Carry it between Emerson, Willick, and you guys take a bunch of food back to the townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly not making a scene.
Set up, eat it. Yep.
No way.
You guys know, well, they have been through the Gildan proper and up into like where the townhouse and stuff is multiple times, so they know the quickest routes and like which ways to go to try to avoid people and stuff. So
Yep.
you get there without too many odd looks. You guys sit down for the evening, eat, enjoy yourselves, drink some. Be amazed as you guys watch this owlbear just tear into this whole boar by itself.
It just does.
There's one point where there's like almost like an eating competition between Willick and
Willick.
the boar. Willick and the owlbear as they're just both shoveling food in their mouth as they stare at each other across the room.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Your move, bear.
Nice.
Yep.
Right.
And then you all go to sleep for the evening to get up for the next day to kind of figure out what it is you're going to do. And that's where we'll leave off and pick up next week.
Sounds good.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Nice. Well, we got to go and get the shoes, and then we got to figure out which sewer entrance. Well, so here's the only thing we need to figure out is when we get the shoes, are we going straight into the sewer to figure out where it is that we're going, like to get directions, or are we going down there ahead of the meeting, then trying to go? Like, I guess my initial thought is we get directions immediately. Right? Like, we'll get more information. When, where, we know where we got to go in, how fast to get there, like that sort of stuff. But,
Does it hurt to get there early?
I don't know. Depends on how early we're. And then do we want to show up earlier, or do we want to show up, like, immediately right after it starts? I don't.
I don't know. It's something you guys will have a week to think about.
Yep, sounds good.
And figure out.
Awesome. Well, if that's that, thank you everybody very much for tuning in tonight. We'll see you all next week. We're actually back next week. Sorry for the delay. Real life. We had a honeymoon that people went on, and we had work, and we had all sorts of crazy shit. We're back on track. Guys, next week. Have a good night.